Now, this is one controversial measure that for Democrats, they're really arguing over a provision that would allow the rich to give hundreds of thousands of dollars. The cap right now is at $32,000 annually. This bill would multiply that by 10, allowing the wealthy to give over $320,000 a year. And we're talking about a $1.1 trillion spending bill. This is included in that bill.
Well, if you often contribute to political campaigns, it's a good bet. In the coming days, your inbox will be stuffed with requests from your favorite politicians and party to have you meet their 2014 goals before the end of the year. According to many politicians, 'tis the season to donate even more money. Missouri lawmaker Jay Barnes, a Republican from Jefferson City, joins us to talk campaign contributions. Representative Barnes, is there too much money in politics?
Well, I don't know about that question. What I do know is there's no way to keep money out of politics. And the question isn't whether you're going to be able to do that, because you're not going to be able to. It's whether you can have a system that is transparent and lets the public see where the money is coming from that's spent in politics.
Yeah, it does seem like there's more and more money infused into these campaigns. So when you talk about transparency, and I know you've been very active in the state of Missouri trying to tackle this issue, what specific things can politicians do to make sure that they are more transparent?
Well, one thing you'll see is what Congress did in this bill, and there's really two issues with campaign spending. One is people don't like the amount of money that's in politics, but I don't think there's any way around that no matter what we do. And the second is to make sure that it's transparent where it's being spent. One way you can increase transparency is by increasing the limits that individual donors can give to people running for office and political parties. Now, some people might look at that as a bad thing, but the alternative to that is for that same money to be spent in secret ways by super PACs that have no accountability but still have some connections to the people running for office. This way, when you increase campaign contribution limits, at the very least, there is some place where voters can go see where the money is coming from.
Well, you mentioned transparency would be obviously helpful in some of these political campaigns, but to the average voter out there, are they really going to connect the dots? And do you believe that it would be important for people to at least have that information in front of them?
Well, the average voter, to the extent they connect the dots, that's on them to go look up where an individual candidate is receiving support from, who those individuals are, who the particular donors to that individual's campaign are. But you'll also see it from the media, who reports on where people running for Congress and for elected positions in state and local governments are receiving their campaign contributions. And to the extent that Congress and state governments can bring as much political spending into the disinfectant that is public disclosure, the better.
Tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now in the state of Missouri with these transparency laws. Do you expect that the legislature will address that in the coming session? And do you feel if there isn't transparency, it really poisons the political system?
Well, Missouri in some ways has the worst of all systems because we have unlimited campaign contributions. And when campaign contributions, when the cap was lifted off of them, there was an effort made to ensure 100% transparency in how money is being spent in the state. What you've seen, though, in the past 5 or 6 years are efforts to get around the transparency measure. And so in the next legislative session of the Missouri General Assembly, you're going to see some attempts to put some teeth into the transparency measures. But also, Missouri is a state where there are unlimited gifts from lobbyists. I think we're the only state in the country that has unlimited contributions, no transparency, and unlimited gifts from lobbyists. And so you'll see an effort in the Missouri legislature the next year to put some caps on the gifts that a lobbyist can give to an elected official.
Missouri lawmaker Jay Barnes leading the fight to add more transparency to our political system. Representative Barnes, thank you so much for joining us right here on Newsmax TV. We have much more straight ahead on Midpoint. I'm Rick Blackwell. Hope you're having a great day.